A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. Divine Masculine is heavily into chemicals as he misses the presence of the Divine Feminine. And why is he missing the presence of Divine Feminine? That's the most important thing actually to understand over here. Is because when the Divine Feminine was with him, he was busy trying to get other materialistic pleasures, or he was addicted into something, or he always thought that he knows the best, or he was wanting to grow in the career. And everyone wants to grow in the career. It's not like I would say he should not grow in the career, only the feminine should grow into the career. But in this case, what was different was that it was always all about him. And it was never about his feminine counterpart. It was never about her. So she was constantly pleasing him, constantly taking care of him, mothering him all the time, nursing him all the time, uplifting his spirits all the time. She was literally his manager, and he could be really good, is what I'm saying here. He's not a narcissistic person who has no talent or no actual skill, but still they feel that, they're amazing. But what happens with the Divine Masculine, the problem is that he develops these narcissistic qualities over a period of time because he has to grow. So his ego has to be really big. He has to be constantly pampered. He has many tantrums. He's not so easygoing as he used to be. And most importantly, he had the best manager in the world, his DF. And now she's replaced by other people. So what's happening with him is that though he didn't want to face it, he didn't want to accept it, that he's actually missing her, that he needs her badly. But she is gone, and now she doesn't want to come back because she's realized that the life she was living was all about him and nothing about her. And there was a lot of disbalance of energies. And she's now trying to balance herself out because she gave so much into the relationship that when she was thrown out from the relationship, when she stepped out of it, she had nothing on her. She had no money, she had no business, she had no life. And imagine if this is a woman who also has children. Maybe she gave birth to children with him. And he just, left her for more attractive career or a more attractive woman at that point in time. So over a period of time when she walked out, and she was also painted to be like a villain or a bad person or not, worthy of him, annoying, irritating, demanding, always expecting, or not that great looking as well. Some of them were like, oh, she doesn't look that good anymore, or she never looked that good. Her sense of style is not that good. Whatever, XYZ things. So now, after the feminine has healed her wounds, or you can say she's working on herself, she wants to be happy. She does not want to be a sidekick of the Divine Masculine anymore. Or she does not even relate with all the side chicks he has. You know how a man becomes very rich, he has all the big cars, he has all the big things, and now all these women are getting attracted to him, and he's going on like, yeah, it feels good, it feels nice. But gradually he realized that everything is hollow and shallow. At first he cannot really pinpoint as to is this happening because of her. He just thinks that he has got everything, and he's removed all the irritating elements, all the annoying elements. Now he has the perfect life. So in this perfect life, why is he still unhappy? Why is he feeling like shit inside? Why is he so miserable? And he cannot even admit that he is miserable. At least the Divine Feminine was bold enough or brave enough or courageous enough to say, yes, I am miserable. I need to fix my life. And I will fix my life no matter what. And it took her probably time, maybe 2 years or 3 years or 4 years to completely turn things around her. Or maybe even lesser amount of time as faster you develop faith and belief in the universe, the faster it is to let go. And here he is literally living a very bad life, a horrible life he feels. There is a Divine Masculine who is sleeping with a lot of prostitutes And he is saying that, I slept with 3 different or 4 different prostitutes in a very short span of time. Like, he was not a man like that. He was a family man. And all these ladies want from him is the money or the clothes or the drugs. He is doing a lot of drugs in this channeling, and because of the drugs, his energy is very low. But he is hanging around with all the fake people and all such people. If you take a person who's on an ascension journey, who's a mature soul, that person will not even like it. They will not like the feel of it, the taste of it, or whatever happens in their head after that. They would be like, oh, this was such a downer. I think my original life is much better than this. But if you give it to a person who is any which way on the low frequency, living on materialistic plane completely, they will really like it and they will get hooked onto it, and then it will become a part of their life. Every time they want to feel confident, they want to attend a meeting, they want to go for a speech, they want to address a few people, they have some grand plans. They might even do it almost daily. They might even be doing it every week or whatever, their arrangement is. Or they could be drinking the best of whiskey or the best of scotch or the best of the liquor, everything. It's flowing everywhere. It's flowing literally like a river. Everyone is into it. So he has started now feeling that there was a man, there was a person in his personality. He is now realizing that there used to be a person. Now it's just the ego. An identity that he has created because he wants to be larger than life. All such people, they want to be larger than life, and this is their motto: live life larger than life. What is larger than life? What can be larger than life? Is there practically anything which is larger than life? There is nothing. Life itself is the largest. So this is a big ego statement that live life larger than life or whatever. It doesn't even make sense, to be honest. So he's been doing that, and he realizes that his larger than life is not really so large. It's quite small, it's quite hollow, it's quite shallow. The divine masculine has to learn his lessons via all the karmic energies he participates in, and this drugs, chemicals is extremely important journey, important part of it. As I had mentioned in both the parts 1 and 2, chemicals always cut your connection, especially in dream space, and we are already living in a dream. The day we realize that this is all a dream, we are a completely, relatively more free person. And we realize that there are more dimensions and there are so many other frequencies, then we automatically understand that, okay, life is not really, there's no such thing as death. It's just going from one dimension to another. But you cannot get promoted to a higher dimension if your actions have been such, or if your karma has been such. So once you realize that, again, the karma is something that I need to only fix, we need to fix on our own. In the case of twin flame journey, if it's an actual twin flame couple, if it's a real twin flame couple which is specifically sent to planet Earth, or they've chosen to be on planet Earth for the Earth's ascension, then they will go through all of these situations, especially the divine masculine. He doesn't really get that help or insight. He just has to be in that situation without any knowledge. He has to learn it all by himself through the experiences. So before the experience, he was just thinking that this is the best life, and the DF was acting like a roadblock. She was constantly on his head, nagging him. He was like, why is she such a nag? Like, why can't she just enjoy like me? And she was like, I can't do these things. It's just not, my body, my soul, my mind, nothing is allowing me to do this. It's not, I don't even understand how you're able to live this life. Which part of the reptilian brain, like in the brain, you do have a part which is the reptilian part. Maybe she feels that it doesn't exist in her head, or it doesn't, it doesn't work like the way it works for other people. So she tries to tell him, she says that this is probably not good for me. If it's not good for me, how can it be good for you? But he's so delusional at that time, or he just doesn't want to listen. He has to learn it by his own experience. And she also has to learn. I'm not trying to make her look like the hero in this story or this journey. She also had flaws That's why she was convincing him so much. When you are the goddess energy, you don't chase, you don't convince people, you just let them be. She would have told him that, okay, fine, you want to enjoy this life? Okay, love, I'm gonna go. She would be more concerned about the fact that how much money does she have in the bank to survive, or should she go for a holiday, or should she just, focus on her ascension journey, because she was always interested in the ascension journey since childhood. But it was the masculine who took over, or it was the search of true love, or it was that, deep desire that this is supposed to be it. And when she met the masculine, she was like, yeah, this is it. Though she continued researching, because that is a part of what she will do. But, over a period of time, maybe she was also a party to these things. Maybe she also took some drugs with him, or maybe she also drank a lot with him, or she went for a lot of parties, or she saw all these women and maybe other good-looking men or whatever. But it did not work out well for her. It did not, in her system, things did not, she felt that how is he able to take it so well? Like, for a long time, she even tried to fit in. You have to try to fit in also, maybe people won't accept me the way I am. I'm a home bird, maybe, she was thinking, I love to watch movies at home, or I love to cook at home, or I love to, even if I go on a vacation, I'm more like a more chilled out person. Or there was a phase in her life when she was going to a lot of parties with the masculine, or maybe alone also. Even before she met the masculine, maybe she figured this out. She must have gone for a lot of parties, met a lot of people, had all those night outs, and she realized that maybe this life is not meant for me, because this is not interesting me. And now because of the masculine, she had to do it all over again. So there was a certain amount of discomfort. Maybe initially she liked it. Maybe he was meeting a lot of people who she felt that could be good for his business or whatever, for her and him. But then she realized that this world is not for her. There's too much hypocrisy there. People are shallow. They put up a face. They put up an image. It's all about the image eventually. It's all about what boost are they getting from the image. So she felt like this is not for me. But when she tried to convince him that this is not for me, he also was like, so what do you want me to do? You want me to leave everything and be after you, do what you love? I have to live this life. I love this life. So there was no balance between them. They were not in tandem with each other. And therefore she decided to take control of her life, and she thought that no, enough is enough, and I'm going to live my life the way I want to live my life, just the way he's enjoying his life, the way he wants to enjoy it. So she moves on, and maybe it took her a bit of time to understand it. Maybe she stopped blaming him, because there's a phase where you're constantly blaming the DM or other people. But then that phase goes away, and then you're like, more into the constructive, more productive. Okay, so this has happened. Now what is next? Maybe when I look at some people, I feel bad about it. Maybe when I look at some people, sometimes you look at evil people having a lot of merrymaking, or having a lot of fun, being very happy, enjoying their lives. You feel like, what the hell? These people are so evil. They've been so devilish towards me. The DF also realizes that she has probably been a person who had no, authority in her life or her own self. Like, people just could come and go. They would just treat her badly. So she had her phases, and with the DM, she now realizes that he did the same to her. He treated her badly too. But then, who was responsible for it? She allowed it. And again, she doesn't want to blame people, but she has to find out what happened, why it happened, what was the reason it happened, all of that. So she started working on herself. She had to go deeper into her traumas, deeper into her wounds, so deep that, it's impossible for a normal person, a machine-like person, to even go that deep. So the deeper she goes, the more hollow he's feeling over there, the more shallow he's feeling over there, the more, he's trying to put in everything: alcohol, drugs, women, getting into this woman, that woman. He's just not able to, and for some time he's also going to be in an escapism mode, which means that he would be doing all this even more. He would be doing it, if he was doing it 20%, he will increase it. He'll be probably doing add another 30% to it. So it's going to be wild for him. It might look like from the front to other people that, oh my God, he is living the life of a king. What an amazing life he has. This, that, look at all the women. And all these high profile escorts, they are not like the poor hookers you see on the street who are struggling to make both ends meet. They are not the ones who are abused, or they are not the ones who are forced to do this, or they are not the one who's doing it because they have nothing else to do. They are the ones who are properly trained for it. They are the ones who maintain every single body part very well, and they are very good in flirting. They are very good in love bombing. They are professional. They are professional women. So when he's hanging out with a woman like that, or women like all of those women like that, then they are going to please him a lot, but they will need something in return. They will need to hang out with him, or they would need to be in fancy hotels. They would be needing a lot of, money would be going to them, and they would be wearing all those sexy clothes. They'll be doing Botox all the time. So there's a lot of fakeness is there. There's so much fake. Everything is fake. Fake love, fake flirting, fake talking, fake way of saying, oh, honey, do you want some tea? Oh, honey, should I do something for you? Should I give you a nice massage, honey? Honey, I think you look good in this. They're constantly talking in that very fake tone, always sweet, always polite, always perfectly dressed, always this, always that. So there's too much that's not real, and he cannot take it anymore. He cannot take that fake, everyone fake life, fake bodies, fake looks, fake, everything is fake. He cannot take it anymore. He's not liking that everything is so prim and proper and everything is so pleasure oriented, and this is again, this will happen. But now at this point in time, he is missing her presence, but he cannot admit it. He cannot talk about it. He cannot bring it up, because he himself was the one who said that I don't want to be with her, or he himself was the one who treated her so badly. And looking at her life, she is living a simple life. She's living a normal life. She's doing whatever she was doing earlier, but now she's doing it with more confidence. She's like a realized person, and he's like thinking, oh my God, she's a much happy person than me. Maybe she's growing plants in her small balcony. Maybe she's bought a new apartment and she's done, all the interior design for it. She's been painting the house, or maybe she looks so good, or maybe, she's oozing some kind of positive energy, and he feels that he's missing out on it. Not in a way that he wants to, like a vampire, get it, but he's like, what is wrong with me? What have I done? And look at what she's doing. She was probably right. I'm not happy, but she definitely looks happy. Again, this is opposite polarity, because at one point in time, he was very happy and she was very miserable. So now when she is happy, he has to be miserable, and soon they should come in balance. Both are in the same energies, not like one has to be happy, the other has to be miserable, or other has to be miserable, so this one has to be happy, things like that. So some of the statements that he says here, that kind of show that he's very sad or he's upset, he's like, these people are highly mistaken, he's thinking in his head. And he's, talking to these girls. One of the nights, he's having a very deep moment. He doesn't want to get physically into anyone. And especially, it's also the time when the Karmic has also gone away, because the Karmic was also like one of these girls, but she was much better, or probably more rich, or probably more influential. But now he's done with her as well. So this is another thing that has happened. He is done with the Karmic, and after the Karmic, he felt there was a more big hollow thing. But he didn't want her. She was too much. She was worse, maybe he feels. So he's okay to be with these people who are quite, there's a lot of poisonous energy, he feels, damaging energy, but it's still much better than the Karmics, because the Karmics want to control, or the Karmics don't love him at all. He's looking for that true love, but he wasn't also ready for true love. So obviously all of these things add up now. So he's asking a question to these girls, like, how do you manage? Don't you want to live a real life? Don't you want to be a real person? Don't you think that there is someone much better behind all of this? And when he's saying these things, he's thinking about his girl, like his actual love, because she used to say the same things. Like, don't you want to be a real person again? Don't you think this is too fake? Don't you think this is not you? This is not the real you? So when he's repeating the same statement, he goes berserk in his head. He's like, oh my God. But the problem is that he needs to quit these energies, because this is the place where all the dark energies are. And let me tell you, all of this chemical intake is also a big reason why he is going through the dark night of the soul, which is such a difficult time for him. But he has to go through the dark night of the soul, because if he's not going to go through the dark night of the soul, he's never going to learn. He's never going to understand that he has to be on the other side. On that note, I'm going to end this channeling over here. Thank you so much for being there with me. One love and peace out.